Kenny Bogner returned to the ring here after an 8-month layoff following his decision win over top lightweight contender Gonzalo Montellano. At this point in time, Bogner is ranked number 5 by the WBA and was scheduled to face WBA champion Ray Mancini in South Africa. However, that highly anticipated bout was canceled when Mancini suffered a broken collarbone. Now, his opponent here is Trevor Evelyn, who comes in with a 13-5-2 record. Evelyn has been a familiar face on ESPN during this time period. Born in Barbados, Evelyn emigrated to Miami, where he won a Golden Gloves title before establishing his home base in Brooklyn, New York, and here he is under the guidance of the legendary Emil Griffith. Evelyn is a journeyman, getting knocked out by Ray Mancini and Billy Costello, and he comes into this fight following a stoppage loss to Frank Fletcher's brother Anthony. Despite these setbacks, Evelyn is unpredictable, and he forces his opponents to work hard to beat him.
I don't think Bogner has a beard. Anyway, here's round one. Bogner opens up with a left hook to the head. Kenny hasn't fought in 7 months. And he said today, I want this one to end quickly. He's been itching to get back in the ring. And he walked into a left hook, Trevor Evelyn, so we know a couple of things about Kenny Bogner. He tends to get hit quite a bit. He also tends to cut sometimes. But in the process, he deals out a lot of punches. So that's Bogner in the blue, Evelyn in the white. Bogner with a record of 19-1-1. He's got 12 knockouts to his credit. Trevor Kid Evelyn is 14-5-3 with 2 knockouts. Evelyn is from Brooklyn, New York, my kind of town, while Bogner is from Trenton, New Jersey. And this is not the strategy that Evelyn said he would employ. He said he would box, use the jab, try and open up the cut on Bogner. He is inside brawling with Kenny Bogner. Bogner's got that wide open slam bang attack. That's why they call him Bang Bang. And what a meeting that would make, him and Mancini. It was supposed to happen last May in South Africa. Ray suffered a broken collarbone while in training, and the fight was canceled. And Bogner keeps waiting. And while he's waiting, he's taking on Trevor Kid Evelyn to keep finely tuned. Evelyn with a right uppercut to the head. Left hook to the head by Evelyn. Strangely, in his last fight against Montellano, it was the other fighter who cut Montellano with a very bad cut over his left eye and that hindered him throughout the fight. Final seconds, opening round. And it's competitive right from the opening bell. They have not wasted any time getting to know each other. Left hand to the head by Evelyn. Bogner with a left hook to the head. And a grimace on the face of Evelyn after he took that shot. So they're handing out lots of leather here in Atlantic City. We'll be right back. Trevor Evelyn back live for round 2, scheduled for 10. Working in the corner of Trevor Evelyn is the great Emil Griffith, 5-time champion, both welterweight and middleweight champion, back in the 60s. And also working with him is Don Hayes, who we saw working with Evelyn in Jimmy Glenn's gym when we were there shooting a special. So he's got a good brain trust in that corner. Griffith told Evelyn to keep his hands up. He feels that he's not blocking enough blows from Bogner. Bogner worked the body, paid the price by being exposed, and Evelyn wrapped him with a left hook to the head. This has rapidly become the kind of fight that Bogner wants to fight, mauling and brawling inside, exchanging punches. It is not the boxing match that Evelyn wanted to make it. But Evelyn is exchanging pretty evenly with Kenny. Right hand by Bogner. Another right hand by Bogner. Evelyn is taken on the ropes here, trying to duck and weave, but didn't get out of the way of much. Evelyn lands a good left coming in. The key to fighting Bogner is you've got to land counter shots as he comes in. Right uppercut by Evelyn and a left hook. And Evelyn drilled Bogner with a right hand to the head halfway through round 2. Bogner has not been able to spar the last 2 weeks. He just caught Evelyn with a big right hand. Evelyn's in trouble. And Evelyn makes a face at Bogner. That knocked the mouthpiece out of the kid's jaw. When I say the kid, Trevor Evelyn's nickname is the Kid. He takes another right hand from Bogner. That's as good a straight right as Kenny Bogner can throw. Evelyn, however, appears to have got his senses back. He's using all of this 22-foot ring. I was about to say Bogner has not sparred in the last 2 weeks because he reopened a cut under his chin that was inflicted a couple of months ago while training. So he's been working the bag and not sparring, getting ready for Evelyn. And initially he was supposed to fight Todd Longmire tonight. Longmire pulled out because he couldn't make the weight, and a new opponent came in about 2 weeks ago, but Bogner has found the mark, and in this second round not having too much trouble with Trevor. Another right hand by Bogner. Evelyn is wide open for that right hand, and Bogner's taking advantage. Kenny Bogner knocked the mouthpiece out of the jaw of Trevor Evelyn. Here's round 3, right hand by Bogner. He's right on Evelyn. Evelyn's got a pained expression on his face. If Emil Griffith wants him to jab Bogner, I don't know about that strategy. Well, the reason is to stay outside and keep Bogner at bay with the jab. That's what they planned initially. They certainly don't want him exchanging punches, trading with Bogner. That's what he's done. Kenny Bogner is just 136 pounds of thunder and lightning. This kid can hit. Well, he is an aggressive fighter. He's coming forward at all times, and he makes up for the defensive deficiencies that he has with that aggressiveness and really a lot of determination. Fighting a little bit better, although Bogner's still taking the action to him. We just passed the halfway mark of round 3. A right hand by Bogner. Evelyn walked right into it, and he's holding on. Joe Cortez has got to pry him apart. Bogner trying to shake it off. Bogner took a couple of steps to the right just before that and put himself in perfect position to land that right hand. So while he may not be the greatest ring strategician in the world, he can do some good things in that ring. Less than a minute to go to the round, and if you notice, since that big right hand, Bogner has been working the body of Evelyn to try and bring those hands down. I noticed, too, tonight, a lot more economy by Bogner. He's taking his time a lot more. Especially in rounds 2 and 3. In round 1, a little while after that long layoff, he was anxious to get going, but he's been more economical, as you said, and a little more disciplined in rounds 2 and 3. No question that Bogner is dictating this fight. He's doing the faking. Evelyn is following his lead. Less than 20 seconds to go in the round, and Bogner continues to slam Trevor Evelyn, who's bleeding from the mouth. You're watching Top Rank Boxing on ESPN. And this ain't no disco. This ain't no fooling around. And as we come back live for round 4, it's Bogner on the attack, working the body. A lot of those punches are missing, but enough for landing, certainly, to give Bogner an edge early in this round. But Evelyn with some good counter punches. Evelyn scored with a heavy left hook to the head. The intrigue of Bogner's fights is he comes out like that, and you always wonder, will he walk into a counter punch? He often does, and depending on the ferocity and the power of the fighter he's facing, it sometimes gets him in trouble. Another left hand by Evelyn to the head of Bogner. We always ask boxers what their hobbies are, and Bogner's got a grim one. What's that? He collects skeletons of animals. Oh, no. And about 35 of them. Goes out into the woods and collects skeletons. He says he still doesn't have a human head. Oh, no. Well, let's go to my scoring. What do you think? I got this fight scored 2 rounds for Bogner and 1 even. So, and the last 2 have been very decisive for Bogner. Evelyn hit him with a left hand as he was coming in. Kenny Bogner is not the hardest man in the world to counterpunch against, and Evelyn just isn't doing it enough. Bogner, 19-1-1, his only defeat back in June of 1981 here in Atlantic City. He was knocked out by Livingstone Bramble. His only defeat in his record. Left hook to the head by Bogner in what has been a somewhat quiet round compared to the previous 3. again, Bogner doing enough banging to probably get the nod this round. That's Kenny Bang Bang Bogner with a left hook to the head, not full impact. Back live for round 5. Emil Griffith told Trevor Evelyn to go out this round and go toe-to-toe with Bogner. Earlier he told him to work the jab. Now he wants him to go toe-to-toe. We'll see if the strategy works. That's Emil Griffith, 5-time world champion, working the corner of Trevor Evelyn. And he did it in 2 divisions, the welterweight and middleweight division. What a marvelous fighter he was. And, of course, working with a lot of fighters in the New York area, in some cases along with Howie Albert, who was his manager or co-manager with Gil Clancy when Griffith was the fighter. Emil has a habit of getting very emotional. Big left hook there by Evelyn. Bogner gave him a little bit of a smile. And under the left eye of Kenny Bogner, there is some swelling starting with that abrasion. If Evelyn could land some lead right hands, he might make that a problem. A little bit, but you're right. He should stick to one idea. Well, a left hook to the head by Bogner. Evelyn looked at his glove for a second, and it cost him. He was checking out his glove, and then he was hit. He may have a vision problem. He may have caught a thumb in the eye, or some foreign substance may have gotten in Evelyn's eye. We're in the final minute of round 5. Right hand lead by Bogner on the money. And Evelyn responded with his own countering left, but Bogner's much harder. Pace is really slowed down now here in round 5. And Evelyn has a history of fading toward the end of fights. So we'll see if that is a problem for him here. If it is, he'll have a very difficult time staying the full 10 with Bogner. So far, Trevor Evelyn has not been able to take advantage of that abrasion on the left cheekbone of Kenny Bogner, and that occurred in the previous round. The fight has come down to a walk after being a sprint over the first 4. Sal Marciano with Al Bernstein, ringside at Resorts International in Atlantic City. We're watching round 7 of a scheduled 10-rounder between lightweights Kenny Bang Bang Bogner in the blue, Trevor Kid Evelyn in the white. They both threw left hands, and I think that Evelyn was there first. There's a good jab by Trevor Evelyn. And getting to the point in this fight where he needs to start doing some good for himself. Left hand by Bogner. That moved Evelyn sideways. The swelling continues on the left cheekbone of Bogner. They keep swabbing it between rounds. Right hand by Bogner.
Evelyn landed his own right, and that was a good one. And I'll tell you what, if Evelyn can land those lead rights to the left side of the face of Bogner, he may make that swelling a serious factor in this fight. We're in the 7th. Counting this one, there are 4 rounds left, so there's some time left.
Down the side of his face, it is below his left eye, so it will not impair his vision. Bogner, sensing his bleeding, goes on the attack.
Evelyn is starting to land more counterpunches. Right now, Bogner is on the attack, but Evelyn is starting to counterpunch a little bit more effectively against Kenny.
We're halfway through round 7. Bogner takes another right hand from Evelyn.
Trevor Evelyn having his best round of this fight thus far. As I said, the book on him is that he tends to tire in later rounds, but here in round 7, he's doing pretty well, but he's not very aggressive. He is punching in spots.
Evelyn will be sharpshooting for that left cheekbone.
And he is waiting for Bogner to come to him. He wants to counterpunch. He does not want to initiate the action. Trevor Evelyn may be letting an important opportunity. Good left hook, and that one hurt Kenny Bogner, at least stunned him temporarily.
Final seconds, round 7. Another left hook by Evelyn. Good round for Trevor Evelyn. He has opened up a cut on the left cheekbone of Bogner. He's connected several times with heavy shots. We'll be back here in Atlantic City where the plot is definitely thickening. So Trevor Evelyn connecting with the left hand there. Let's go to Trevor's corner.
Play those, okay? Stop making it work the way it is. You can fight. You got this guy beat him good. Don't worry about nothing. Okay? Deep breath. One type of one. Let's go.
You got it. Abel Griffith's telling Trevor Evelyn, you can beat this guy.
Let's do the check. Let's hook to the body.
Bogner with some ointment on that left cheekbone as Eddie Aliano working his corner, one of the very best in the business, working on that cut. Bogner comes out with the right hand to the chin of Evelyn. Another right hand by Bogner.
This fight, I think, is tightening up a bit. I gave him the last 2 rounds to Evelyn, so I have it 4-2-1 for Bogner. And the last round he won decisively, round 6, a very close round, and I gave it to Evelyn by a very narrow margin. So after winning the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and I had the 1st round even, Bogner did well in the middle rounds, but now I think Evelyn has come out.
Left hook to the head by Trevor Evelyn. Left hook to the head by Kenny Bogner.
Well, if Evelyn was punching more there, he landed a good left hook. If he was punching more, he would put himself in a position where he would be a serious factor, but he's not throwing as many punches as he needs to.
Left-right combination by Bogner. Bogner on the attack now. Evelyn can't do that. He cannot hang on the ropes. He's got to make Bogner move.
An early advantage for Evelyn is dissipating now as Bogner rips him in that corner.
Bogner throwing bombs. He connected with a big left hook, and you saw Evelyn hold on. He was hurt by that shot. Bogner connects with a right hand. His left cheekbone is bleeding. He's got Evelyn in the neutral corner, and he's on him heavily here. There's a big left hook by Bogner. Bogner with relentless pressure.
Trevor Evelyn is laughing, and I don't know why. He was laughing a moment ago. That was the Kenny Bogner we have seen so many times before.
I don't know why this man is laughing. We'll be right back. Right hand by Bogner. Left hook by Evelyn. Bogner is walking in intent on a knockout. He's wide open.
Last round, Bogner pulled it out with that good rally toward the end, so I've got him comfortably ahead at this point. And in my unofficial estimate, Evelyn would need a knockout to win.
Evelyn with a sharp right hand just moments ago. And he continues to wrap Bogner with that left hook. Right hand by Bogner. What a shot. Oh, there's another right hand by Bogner. And that one stunned Trevor Evelyn. But he's still on his feet. Clear-eyed. He's okay. That may have been Bogner's best punch of the fight.
Well, he's landed several tremendous lead rights to the head of Evelyn, and Trevor has not wavered under those shots. Good left hook by Evelyn.
Trying to box halfway through round number 9. And then Bogner has the response.
That boxing is what we expected to see from Evelyn early in the fight.
Couple of right hands by Bogner, and now another one. Bogner backing up Evelyn, scoring with the left hand to the head.
And the body work by Bogner has been very impressive in the last couple of rounds, and it may pay some dividends here in these 9th and 10th rounds.
Less than a minute to go in the next to last round. Left hook by Bogner. That caught Evelyn by surprise. Right hand by Bogner. Evelyn's big weakness is that he's backed up. No side-to-side lateral movement. Can't get out of the way of a punch that way. Bleeding continues anew from the left cheekbone of Bogner with less than 30 seconds to go in the 9th round. There isn't any more room in this arena here at Resorts International. It is packed. And as always, Kenny Bang Bang Bogner gives everybody a show. us how you have the fight scored going into the last round.
I've got it 6 rounds for Bogner, 2 for Evelyn, and 1 even. So I would think, there you see it, I would think Evelyn has got to pull out all the stops here in this last round. And I wonder one thing. I wonder if Evelyn still is concerned about the fact that Kenny didn't shave tonight.
Yeah, that was his opening question. Bogner with that relentless attack. Evelyn comes back with just one punch every so often. But this is the kind of attack that we've grown familiar with when we see Bogner.
This has been very much like all the other Kenny Bogner fights that we've seen. They've taken maybe less punishment in this fight than in some of the others, and this crowd picks up the chant of Kenny. This fight creates for referee Joe Cortez. He's had a lot of clinches to break and a lot of action a lot of times to separate these two fighters.
We are in the final minute of the fight. Left hand to the head by Evelyn. Both fighters on their toes here and dancing down the stretch.
So Bogner's round 10 has been much like the last, really most of the first 9. He has been pressing the attacks with Evelyn and has been very aggressive and able to land almost at will.
Now you see this as a decision for Bogner.
I can't imagine it going any other way. He's been the aggressor and landed by far, I think, the more effective punches.
So the only blood came from the left cheekbone of Bogner. No knockdowns in the fight. And they go to full 10.
And here is the official scoring. Judge Harold Letterman scores at 8-2. Judge Lawrence C. Wallace scores at 8-2. And Judge Phil Newman scores at 6-3-1 even for the winner by unanimous decision. Bang, 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 Bogner!
Evelyn's career continued for 2 more years after this bout, though it was a rough stretch, with him losing 7 of his final 11 fights. Meanwhile, this fight marked one of the last hurrahs for Bogner, who would step into the ring just 2 more times before his life took a downward spiral as he was in and out of prison. If you're interested in learning more about Bogner's story, I'll leave a link to his documentary in the description box below. Thanks for watching.